To all you Litecoin holders out there, maybe it's time to ask yourself, is this coin still worth hodling? In this video, I want to cover a few reasons why I think this coin is or is not worth hodling, and also give an update on one of our favorite dudes in the crypto world, Charlie Lee. If you're curious about this topic, then keep on watching. Hi everyone, I'm Kevin from BFB, and this is another episode in one of my ongoing series called Kevin Talks Crypto. In this series, I'm going to cover all sorts of topics that I personally find interesting in the crypto world. So as you all know, it's pretty hard to make content in this bear market. So if you don't mind supporting me by smashing that like button, commenting down below with your thoughts, and subscribing as well, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's look at Litecoin. Now, why do I want to talk about this topic? Well, because recently there was a show in the crypto space called Balancing the Ledger, and they interviewed a guy from Multicoin Capital, which is a crypto investment firm, and asked him a bunch of questions about various coins in the space like Ethereum, EOS, and Litecoin was one of them. So I was really curious about his opinion on Litecoin, and he had a really bearish one actually. That means that he did not like Litecoin as a coin to invest in. So let's take a look at what specifically he said. Well, he said, quote, "Litecoin in my view has no reason to exist. It was a fork of Bitcoin. It's just been sitting around. The only investment thesis I've heard for Litecoin is that it's a testnet for Bitcoin, but that's not an investment thesis." And this was by Kyle Samani, the guy you saw just before this slide, a managing partner of Multicoin Capital, which I do respect their analysis for a lot of coins. They go really in depth in some of them, so I encourage you to go check it out. But I don't necessarily agree with their take on Litecoin. And here is why I'm still bullish on Litecoin. And I have been for a long time. If you've watched my content before, Litecoin was one of my biggest buys all throughout 2017 and early 2018. So let me try to share with you my thoughts on why and see if you're convinced either way. First is because of how friendly it is to retail investors. It's very similar to Bitcoin. Obviously, it's a fork of Bitcoin with some things changed, but the block time is shorter, so the speed of confirmations is way faster. And of course, there's some downsides to that in terms of censorship resistance, decentralization, and whatnot. But overall, to the retail investors, they don't really see all of that, and so it's just much more usable. Furthermore, it has a long history as a cryptocurrency. It's been around since 2011 and has stayed strong through all that time, whereas many other coins died and just got forgotten. Litecoin is still around, so it has a really strong track record, which is important in my opinion in the crypto world. Also, it's very accessible to everybody. There's a lot of major exchanges that offer Litecoin. There's even some exchanges that offer Litecoin trading pairs with other altcoins. And also merchants also accept it decently prevalently, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash. So definitely for all these reasons, super friendly to the retail investor. And by retail investor, I mean the average investor like you and I. Secondly, it's very nimble and flexible as a technology. If you guys don't know, they were very quick to adopt SegWit and also implement Lightning Network support as well. Whereas you see Bitcoin being this lumbering giant full of disagreements, very slow to act, and that just makes sense because of the organic community that built around Bitcoin. But Litecoin has a more nimble group and strong leadership in terms of like Charlie Lee, for example, so they can move quickly, try new things, see if it works, see if it doesn't, and really legitimately hold its place as a very useful testbed for Bitcoin, because all these new technologies they want to try out, Litecoin can adopt it and see what works, what doesn't, tweak it, and improve because of that. So because of their willingness to try out new technology quickly, this can also make it just stay ahead of Bitcoin by a few steps every time, and thus just make it more friendly to use as virtue of being more high tech. And the third reason why I'm still bullish on Litecoin is because of how it was designed by using the script algorithm, which makes it harder to build ASIC miners for it. And if you don't know, ASIC miners are really owning the Bitcoin mining space, making it really centralized in terms of mining pools. Like Bitmain is almost at 51%, which would give them the ability to censor transactions, do double spends if they really so choose. Whereas Litecoin uses script instead, so it's much more friendly to GPUs. That means you and I can more easily participate in the Litecoin mining process and thus have a lot less centralized control in the mining space. So what about Charlie Lee? Because a lot of you guys hated on him for selling his Litecoins at the top. And I just wanted to share that I don't think it's a problem, and I understand why he did it. I don't think it was maliciousness that he just wanted to get out of this project and scam everyone like a lot of people have been saying. Here is a quote from a recent article. In an interview streamed over YouTube on Friday, Charlie Lee hinted at some regrets about his decision to sell. And why is this, might you ask? Well, he said, "I still think it was the right move, but I question whether in the short term while the price is down below all-time high, it just feels like it's not the right decision." And he also explained that he sold because he didn't want there to be a conflict of interest. Like you see the SEC going after all these people promoting like ICOs and securities, for example, example, and Charlie Lee didn't want to get caught up with that, like accusations of insider trading or whatnot. Like, he can more fairly comment on the space without having to worry about conflict of interest if he didn't hold a bunch of Litecoin, and then people can fairly accuse him of like swinging the market so that he can buy or sell and get a better position. But without any Litecoins that he personally holds, that's no longer the case. And so I do think it comes out of a place of honesty and integrity rather than maliciousness. But definitely let me know what you guys think as well. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely leave me a comment below if you have any further thoughts, and please smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you guys next time.